Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the UVa LCS. My name is Seamus Seamus Anderson, and I will be bringing you the action from our quarter-final match between Counterintuitive Laning and Gank of America. So, just as a heads up, this is now with different program that I'm using to stream, so no overlay, but the red side is Counterintuitive Laning, and the blue side is Gank of America. You can see from the team compositions that, interestingly enough, Crimson Cat is going with Ilawi and Updude Sinclair running the Warwick. So a couple of pocket picks there, things we haven't seen in a while. Interest running that Xerath. Hotmine is on Poppy. She was nerfed recently, but is still a pretty strong champion, I would say. Other than that, looks like there's a lot of team fighting potential with Sivir ult and Braum ult as well. A little bit of disengage with Gragas for the red team. For the blue team, they definitely have a lot of team fighting as well, although they're a little bit more spread out in terms of their utility and their roles. They have a really strong front line. They also have Warwick ult, so they have a lot of engage. And yeah, this looks to be, as far as team compositions are concerned, both teams are pretty evenly matched, I would say. Counterintuitive Laning was on the receiving end in terms of the beatdown. Gank of America beat them 2-0 in their regular season, so I definitely think Gank of America is the favorite in this match, but we'll just have to see how the game plays out. So without further ado, let's get this replay started. Again, I was not unfortunately able to catch the games from the quarterfinals or the semis live, so they're all being recorded and then I'm just casting over them. Let's turn the music up a little bit more so you guys can hear that. Fix the player icons and we should be good to go. Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Cool. Oh, a little bit of damage there from Interest. So Interest, a player that in the LCS has had a decent amount of success. He's bounced from team to team, but he's generally been one of the stronger players for his team. So seeing him on Xerath, the champion that can do a ton of damage throughout the game as a mid lane carry, is something that I like to see. I think it's a good choice to put him on. However, he has little to no chance if he gets ganked by Updude Sinclair once he gets level 6, because Xerath generally isn't going to itemize QSS, and that Warwick ultimate is just absolutely going to wreck him, especially with all the consistent CC that Illumiduty could provide on the Vel'Koz. So we'll have to see how Interest plays that game once he gets to level 6. It's interesting to note that he took heal instead of something like Ghost or Ignite or Barrier. I think Barrier probably would have been the most common other option, but maybe he wants to use that heal just in case he's getting ganked and wants that little MS boost to get away. Otherwise, taking heal in a solo lane is generally considered not the greatest option, but I think he probably took that pretty intentionally. We'll have to see how the other lanes play out. Braum, Sivir in the bot lane for Counterintuitive Laning. Interesting is that there is a Lucian and there is a Braum in the game, but they're on opposite sides. I wonder in terms of the draft phase if that's something that we saw, the Braum being taken or the Lucian being taken and then taken away. But either way, both supports and AD carries are very, very in the meta as it is right now. So it's not unsurprising to see these picks taken up. Ooh, a lot of damage onto Illumiduty. Interest not able to connect with that next skill shot. A little bit of auto attack traded back. Crimson Cat taking a lot of damage here. Hotmine on this Poppy with that range auto attack from his Buckler passive is going to be able to get a little bit of harass down. Both top laners have Corrupting Potion, so they'll be able to sustain for a decent amount. That's really the name of the game, is dodging those tentacles, and we see Hotmine dodged a couple of there, so he's able to trade back a little bit more in the mid lane. Illumiduty is missing some skill shots, whereas Interest hasn't seemed to miss many of his, giving him the HP advantage right now. And they're both down in terms of mana, but the thing is, and this is one thing that Xerath can do in this lane is he can spam spells a lot better because his passive. Oh, big damage on Lumadude. He forced a barrier, as surely he would have gone down if he had not. Combo from Dimmer X is going to land. They're trying to get some damage down. The Unbreakable Shield comes out. UU trades very, very nicely though onto Matt and No Bad Mar. In the mid lane, Lumadude forced to buy with only 11 minions. Picks up another Doran's Ring to give himself a little bit more HP there. A little bit more effective combat stats because he isn't doing too well in this lane so far. Let's see the W from Malawi. I'm actually not sure what that ability is called. Harsh Lesson. I knew that. The Test of Spirit is the E, and he's actually going to use the Test of Spirit, but here comes the Gragas with the Body Slam. Is he able to connect it? Barrel comes out, goes wide. Crimson Cat is going to get Body Slam. The Flash, the stun. Crimson Cat in big trouble now. The red buff is still being applied, so he's probably going to go down. Flash from no exit, and yes, that is the first blood. A little bit lucky, I want to say, though, from Hotmind to get his passive up right at that moment, but they executed the gank perfectly and do find first blood for Hotmind in this top lane. UU the Unicorn trying to dodge the Sivir and Boomerang there. Matt is a little bit low on mana, but he does have the Spell Shield. Doesn't actually use it when the combo comes out from Dimmer X. Piercing Light from UU goes a little bit wide though. Trying to aim it from a minion onto one of the enemy champions. Unsuccessful though. And so Hotmind was able to get that Bomby Cinder, probably working towards the Sunfire Cape. He's level 5 to Crimson Cat's level 4. Crimson Cat is going to be able to sustain a little bit, which is something that the Poppy doesn't innately have. But Hotmind has a lot of damage, especially if he can stay close to Crimson Cat in these fights. Oh man, what happened in mid lane? Interest is very, very low. Tectonic Disruption from Lumadude into a combo could mean the death of Interest. He has like 150 HP right now in this mid lane. Okay, 250 HP, but still that's super, super low. That's like, how much damage does the Plasma Fission do? Does nearly enough damage to kill Interest outright, so he's got to be careful. Ult's coming out. Lumadude will dodge 1, will dodge 2. But even with those dodges, even though he didn't go down on Lumadude, he's down about a kill's worth of gold as of right now. Hotmind dueling Crimson Cat in the 1v1 has the experience advantage. Crimson Cat forced to back away. His tentacle is still trying to get some damage on Hotmind, but Hotmind is having none of it. Definitely outtrading Crimson Cat there. And meanwhile, the mid lane Interest gets the stun on Updude. Updude's only level 5, so I don't think he's going to be able to get a successful gank here. We do see the flash burned by Interest, so that's kind of a successful gank. No kill though, but still a flash down, which is good for Gank of America. Bot lane starting to accrue a slight CS advantage in favor of blue team, in favor of Gank of America, but still the mid lane is the biggest discrepancy right now. Boomerang Blade into combo. UU might be in trouble here as he is going to do damage into the Unbreakable Shield. Doesn't actually get stunned by the passive. They stunned Dimmer X instead, but Dimmer X is kind of tanky, taking a lot of damage now, but Nomad Mara has taken so much damage so far. Updude Sinclair's level 6, and here he comes. UU the Unicorn taking aggro, but it's Matt the first one to die in this fight. And a very nice ultimate from Updude Sinclair. He just walks into that bot lane, knockback from Alistar, the headbutt into the ultimate, no chance for the Sivir to get away. And that is the kill score 1-1 now. But the gold slightly in the favor of Gank of America. Ult's coming out from Crimson Cat, answered by Hotmind. Oh, can he get the stun? That's a lot of damage, but Crimson Cat is healing off the tentacles. The minions might be enough here to win the fight in Hotmind's favor, and yes, oh my goodness. Hotmind comes out on top of that team, or that 1v1 I should say, but it was so dang close. I think the minions were probably the deciding factor because the entire time Hotmind's minions were doing work, and yes, Crimson Cat heals off of those tentacles, and yes, he was doing a lot of damage. But in the end, it's the Poppy who reigns supreme. Hey Quentin, if you don't get a kill, it's a truly successful gank. In Korea, the only successful ganks are the ones where they get kills. IMO. He did do pretty well, and actually, interestingly enough, that is a very interesting meme, considering the fact that just recently the Hearthstone expansion is full of tentacles, and we have both tentacle champions in this game. I think that confirms that tentacles are indeed OP. Well, considering Interest's flash and his heal were both burned, if Updude Sinclair isn't able to capitalize on that, then was it really a truly successful gank? Oh, Dimmer X landing the combo, excuse me, onto No Bad Mar, while Yu the Unicorn is dealing damage of his own. No Bad Mar and Matt are pretty low, and this is something that Saber is good at, is pushing waves, but guaranteed damage. Oh, goodbye. Well, Quentin, I asked you a question. The question was, if Updude Sinclair doesn't capitalize, was it a successful gank? But considering he just came for the flash ulti, I would say yes, that was indeed a very successful gank. Oh, speaking of successful ganks, maybe Crimson Cat in a bit of trouble. Wait a second, that's just a Poppy. For some odd reason, I thought the Poppy Ghost was another champion for a second. Whoops the daisies. Warwick and Vel'Koz are currently working on Dragon, probably going to be theirs pretty easily, as no one was alive or close to contest this. Now, Updude Sinclair has 2 kills in his favor. Something that counterintuitive laning need to be aware of, and it's not something they can address really, because Warwick at this point, his early game has been mitigated. He's working on his Devourer, but something they need to be aware of at least. Matt Ryu with 1196. What are you doing? Taking a lot of damage. The ultimate from Braum might be the reason why he stayed alive there, although I think the culling would have missed anyway. Matt super low, forced to back away. And the top lane, more 1v1 action. And a cruel twist of fate, how funny would it be if the harsh lesson from Alawi hit you back? Like if it was a York Ghost where you could control it, that'd be pretty interesting. That would be counterplay. But then again, it's not as if Alawi needs any nerfs. That'd just be kind of funny. So there was a discrepancy in the mid lane earlier in the game, and it's still kind of there. About 12 minion advantage, that's it's nearly a kill's worth of gold. But the big story of the game right now in terms of CS is in the bottom lane. After getting that gank, Lucian has just snowballed the CS advantage so far ahead. He's up about 27 minions right now. And Sivir just picked up her cull. So the gold item spike for Lucian is about 30 minions farther. And he's already about 25 to 30 minions up now. Which, I don't know, buying a cull when you're behind, especially when you have high wave clear, isn't like a bad idea, but you need to play your composition correctly, because if you just get engaged on and lose even more objectives and lose even more team fights because of that, you're in trouble. And yes, the enemy Lucian has cull as well, but the enemy Lucian is up a longsword, is up in experience, is up by a huge amount of minions, so the verdict is still out on that, whether or not buying cull when you're behind is a good idea. Oh, Lumiduty getting stunned, takes a lot of damage, forced a barrier, but here comes the ultimate from Updude Sinclair, and he gets a 3rd kill to his name on a killing spree now. No Bad Marb, Unbreakable Shield, a little bit late. So he takes a lot of damage. Hotmine is going to get the stun onto Crimson Cat. Crimson Cat taking a lot of damage here. But with Updude Sinclair finding a 3rd kill, he already has had his Devourer for a little bit. He's at 17 stacks after 12.5 minutes. That is a very, very fast pace. This Warwick is going to be huge. Has a Bilgewater Cutlass is working for that Blade of the Rune King. Probably going to go into tank items next. But if Warwick is able to close the distance onto anyone, that is going to be a very dead champion. And we can see part of the issue with Cull. Oh, hold on. Dimmer X is actually taking a lot of damage here. She does have her ultimate available. No exit, looking for a gank. UVa's at 2 stacks from Braum. The knockup is going to go wide. The ultimate on the hunt. Pop the teleport coming in from Malawi. DimmerX is so tanky right now with their ultimate. Nomad Mar forced to jump away. And here comes the late teleport from Poppy. Is she able to find anything though? DimmerX is ultimately off, but she does not get stunned against the wall. Knocked up the flash follow-up, and that's the first kill is going to go on to no exit by UVa. Hot Mind is meanwhile dueling UVa the Unicorn as he flashes away. The ult coming in from Xerath. Is it able to pick up anything? Yes, it does. And actually that's a Lucian going down too. So 2 for 1 so far. As the counterintuitive laning, they're able to find the winning team fight. Their teleport was a little bit late, but since they started that with a gank where the enemy jungler was nowhere to be found, they had the number advantage and they took it. Nicely done by them, but still, the CS discrepancy in this bot lane I think is going to be a pretty big factor, as that Lucian is up about 40 minions to the Cull power spike, and meanwhile this entire time Upton Sinclair has been just pushing this top wave. His W gives him bonus attack speed, so he's probably going to be able to take this turret down, and that's a nice bit of global gold in favor of Gank of America. No exit, looking for the gank. Up to Sinclair is able to take the turret down though. 3 members encroaching him. He doesn't, or excuse me, he does have his flash. Probably needs to use it. There we go. Flash is a little bit late to get away from the slow, but gets enough distance to run away. Another combo from DimmerX. Matt taking so much damage, and Nomad Mar has just been using these shields just a little bit too late. Uses it after the cooldowns have been used, after all the abilities have already been used by both Lucian and Alistar. And oh man, Nomad Mar going in. That's a lot of damage. The culling coming out. It's not going to be enough though. But it does bring counterintuitive support to very, very low HP. Recalling Insight. That's not a great idea. The turret's taken down to less than half HP. Matt needs to be careful. If DimmerX decides to go for a combo, they might just be able to kill him. Baron Herald is secured by counterintuitive laning, so that's 50 gold in their pockets. Oh, there comes the combo, and UVa the Unicorn is able to pick up one. Looking for the second one. The spell shield is just completely late. Xerath coming in, uses ultimate. Q will not land. And now he might be in trouble, actually, but UVa dashing in. He gets stunned up and goes down. Here comes up to Sinclair. He has his passive up. Is not able to finalize the kill, though, as Xerath flashes away. So very well done by Interest. Able to give himself a kill on the very risky play from the enemy Lucian. But because counterintuitive laning have to back off. Whoa! Laser from Illuminati is not able to connect. Kills are currently 5-5, but in terms of CS advantage and objective advantage, very heavily in Gank of America's favor. Only 16.5 minutes in though, and I will say that counterintuitive laning have a very strong scaling comp, so they can definitely bring this back. They have comp with a really good wave clear too. Although whether or not they outscale the composition of Gank of America, I'm not entirely sure. Generally, Warwick is considered pretty strong in the late game. Especially when he gets tankier. They have, let's see, they have 3 strong frontliners, and they have a lot of damage too. But it's not as if Lucian is a very strong late game carry, whereas I think Sivir probably in the late game is a little bit stronger, especially now that her Ricochet procs can crit. That relentless pursuit from UVa over there. Might have been in trouble if Matt had flash, but knew that the enemy Sivir didn't have her flash available, so he gets out of that alive. Coil's bot lane pushing this wave out. Are they able to get the turret? How much HP is it at? It's full health right now, so they're probably not going to be able to get that since DimmerX and UVa are there. They have a ward in the Tribush, which is going to be good because there is an enemy Warwick trying to gank them, so they'll be able to back off and just move away from that. But considering the fact that counterintuitive laning has had some decent lanes, specifically top and mid, we're going in their favor, at least for most part. And I would still say top is doing pretty well right now. It's not good that they haven't taken any turrets. Oh, Interest in big trouble here. Updude has so much damage. Able to 1v1 him, no problem at all. I don't think he even uses Blade of the Rune King active, so that's just an incredible amount of damage onto the mid laner from counterintuitive laning. And Gank of America's jungler, we've seen time and time again, really the forefront of the action right now. 4 kills to his name, has a lot of CS too. To be fair, this is a fairly high CS game for the junglers, 100 to 120. But when the junglers are farming so well, it becomes an issue because the lanes, the carries, aren't getting as much gold as they really should be. And I wonder if it's because the junglers have eaten so much gold or because they've just been missing it. Either way, Gank in the top lane. Updude doesn't have his ulti, but Hotmind isn't incredibly healthy. Gragas is nearby though. Hotmind trying to survive as long as he can. Updude is going to be knocked into Hotmind. That's not what you want, or is it? They do get the shutdown. No Exit picks up that kill. And it looked close, but they were able to take that fight. Very well done by Hotmind to get out of that bind. Ooh, Illuminati needs to be careful. No Bad Mars not able to land Q, but beyond the Hun coming out. Yu is knocked up, forced to flash away. The ult coming in from Xerath probably going to be enough. No Exit picks up that kill. And then turn around, Dimmer X able to get a lot of damage. The Unbreakable Shield is not in time. He flashes away, but the auto attack finds him. And that's Illuminati finding a kill, making this fight 1-for-1. Kills are even right now. These teams going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, time and time again. And that's the first turret we've seen taken by COIL. So they find a little bit of objective advantage in their favor. This Warwick is a dog. I think this Warwick is a wolf, not a dog. But technically, dogs are just wolves. It's like rectangles and squares. Dogs are not wolves, but wolves are dogs. Wolves are dogs, but not wolves. Dogs, dogs, wolves, rectangles. What? Yeah, technically, since dogs are... Wolves were the ancestors of dogs, so I feel like a dog is kind of a wolf, but a wolf is not a dog. You feel me? You feel me, chat? Yeah, the Gragas ulti, it was scary because I thought that Gragas ult almost sealed Poppy's fate, but getting the body slam was pretty good. Like I said, No Exit has had a pretty good game so far. What, you guys don't like to hear my solo banter? Alright, I'll talk less about dogs and more about the game. So Cole just completed, or I should say the gold spike 100 minions have been killed. Crimson got taken a lot of damage. He cannot dual Hotmind in any scenario, I feel like. No, I'm not going to talk about wolves anymore. You guys told me to STFU. I'll just talk about poppies and how strong this item combination is. Iceborne Gauntlet was nerfed too. Doesn't it cost more? And it does less damage. It does, the passive does less damage now, but it's still really good. And just picking up the blue buff. Xerath has his own mana regen, but blue buff makes him even stronger. Yeah, even after Poppy's range was nerfed, I still think she's really good, because other than that, she didn't really get that much of a change, and she was oppressive before. I think her nerfs were strong, but I don't think they completely make her non-top tier or non-viable. I think in terms of usefulness, though, it's probably like Echo, Maokai, Trundle, maybe then Poppy. Top lane, but I'm not incredibly familiar with top lane matchups, although I've been attempting to learn. We can take a look at this top lane action, or we can look back near the dragon pit right now. 2 dragons have been secured by Gank of America. They're looking for their third. Updude has had his Sated Devour for quite some time. So you know he's going to be looking for a fight. Illuma Duty. Oh, no exit is not able to connect the flash into body slam. The cask is not going to connect either. No bad Mar taking solo, and that's going to be focused by Updude. That 2 kills over to Gank of America. They're looking for more. No exit in big trouble now. He doesn't have his flash. He tried to use it to engage before, but was unsuccessful. And it looks like Hotmine teleported to a ward, but it was just too late. No exit, gonna go back in with the body slam, but that's not what you want to do. You're 1v4 right now, and eventually, whoa, UVa gets taken down by Interest, but eventually, Gank of America does find that kill. Hotmine exhausted, forced to back away. Meanwhile, Crimson Cat has been pushing this top lane all by himself on this Alawi. He has a decent amount of wave clear. It looks like Gank of America are not able to secure the dragon, but Alawi's gonna do a little bit of work towards this turret. Interestingly enough, Crimson Cat is going for mostly damage, it seems. Yeah, that's a good point. Considering Warwick, you can stop his ulti if you knock him up or crowd control him in any other way. And there's a lot of disengage for COIL too. It's a little bit worrisome that this Warwick has ever gotten this far ahead. But now that he's got Guinsoo's as well, he's probably just going to go full tank. However, if he gets a full infinite duress off, the amount of damage he just can make happen like do is just... So it's 400 damage total. Wait, is it 400 damage every single time? Holy crap. Okay, the total is 400 damage, but then he also gets bonus damage from Guinsoo's. Also does passive damage from Blade of the Ruined King. Yeah, he does a lot of damage. Up to Sinclair, working on the dragon. No exit is here. The steal is not going to come out, and Interest is being focused down. Meanwhile, UVa is able to pick up that kill, and no exit went down in the 1v1 to Updude Sinclair. I don't think that really surprises anyone. You can't stop Warwick ult. It's called infinite duress, not finite duress. That's pretty lame. Anyway, Baron is the focus now. Enemy mid laner down, enemy jungler down. I think this is going to be a very easy take for Gank of America. 25 minutes in is a little bit early, so the Baron will do some amount of damage, but considering how fed this Warwick is... Oh, that was close. Considering how fed the Warwick is, he just sustains it all up. Let's look at how much gold Warwick has. 11,000 gold. By far the most in the game. More than his own solo laners, more than his AD carry, more than anyone. He is looking pretty happy, and this confirms that Wolves are OP. So I wonder if we go into Game 2, because this is a best-of-3 series, whether or not they'll ban away Warwick. Unfortunately for counterintuitive laning, Warwick isn't a particularly hard champion, and it's not as if Illuma Duty, or excuse me, it's not as if Updude Sinclair has done anything breathtakingly spectacular. It's just that he's gotten so far ahead right now that it's nearly impossible to deal with. Whoa, is that a new Kappa in the chat? Kappa Wealth. What the heck? I gotta try this. Yo, that is exactly what Warwick is living. He is living the Kappa Wealth. Yeah, sorry. I'm not convinced on the Warwick mechanics. The Warwick mechanics are literally just pressing R at this point. He has 6 skills in his name. Oh, no exit. Upton Sinclair is level 16. His teammates are nearby, and no exit is going to be the focus. Tectonic Disruption into ultimate from Updude. That's the kill going over to the 7-on-1 Warwick now. Crimson Cat being dueled by Hotmine, but the rest of Gank of America is nearby. Baron of minions means the wave clear from counterintuitive laning isn't going to be that effective. Let's see whether or not they can clear the wave. I don't think they can 4v5, especially missing one of their primary tanks. The stun gonna land onto Updude. That's a lot of crowd control. Can they get the Braum stun? They can. The flash is not going to be good enough. That's a shutdown, but Gank of America just running train over the rest of counterintuitive laning's members. Dimmer X is going to use her ultimate, but she's still taking turret aggro. The Targon's is enough to keep her alive. She's still alive, running away. Oh my god. It almost looks like she would have made it, but actually she killed herself by headbutting into the second hit of the Poppy Q. I'm not sure whether or not that would have been enough, though. UVa the Unicorn trying to go on to Interest, but he gets the kill, and it's UVa who goes down. Now Hotmine being chased by Crimson Cat. Luma Duty. Oh my goodness. That is some geometry. Didn't know they taught geometry in college, but it looks like Luma Duty just taught Interest a lesson. Hotmind is able to get away, I think. Looks like he'll be fine, but that fight still pretty crazy. Gank of America actually did get the worst end for wear, but they were able to take down the inner turret. And considering how far we saw Gank of America dive, I don't think we'll try that again. So 29 minutes in, 16 to 11, 52,500 to 46,500, about a 6,000 gold lead. But considering Gank of America, it's not just the gold lead, it's who has the gold right now. The fact that they have a super fed Vel'Koz and a super fed Warwick means that if any member of counterintuitive laning just gets completely caught out, or even just a tiny bit caught out, they will just go down instantly. And that creates some problems. Because if you have a wave clear composition that isn't able to move around the map and wave clear properly, then you're in a bit of a pickle. Speaking of pickles, Hotmind is going to get slowed down by Vel'Koz. There's still a turret here. The bot side of the map, Updude is running away from no exit. This would be a 2v4 if it happens. Updude is going to go into no exit. Dimmerx is in the area, but Updude is healing so much health. Holy crap, the crowd control from the members of Coil is enough. Coil, I should say. And Dimmerx probably going to follow. For a moment there, it looked like Updude might have been able to get the kill to no exit. But the rest of Gank of America just pushing this top lane. Trust Machine, you might be right. This might be the moment where the Warwick starts to feed. The question is, he's this far ahead. Does it actually really matter? I'm not entirely sure. Oh, Hotmind caught out again. Whoa, did his ultimate just cancel? That was a bit odd. It's the first time we've seen Hotmind go down. And it looks like Coil is able to push this bot wave, so they'll be able to give themselves a little bit of gold. Double Iceborne Gauntlet plus Sivir means the turret goes down very quickly. Brings them about 5,500 gold behind. Yeah, I don't know if this matters. Even if the Warwick starts to feed at this point, they're just so far ahead. We'll see though, this could be the first dragon of the game over to counterintuitive laning. Are they going to be able to get it? Yes, they can. Let's see whether or not Gank of America looks for a fight. This could be a great combo opportunity. Flash forced by Interest. Does not want any of that potential crowd control from Dimmerx. And even with the kills being close, the gold being relatively close, it just seems like Gank of America are in such control of this game. So we'll see now how they decide to end the game, whether or not they go for Baron that's up in 30 seconds, whether or not they try to push. I still think pushing is kind of risky because if counterintuitive laning just stays under turret and farms, then they should be fine. They should be able to delay. But considering how quick the Baron take is from Gank of America, they can probably just clear vision and sneak it very quickly. There we go, Crimson Cat clearing out wards. If they decide to pull the trigger or not, we'll see in a couple of moments. Dimmerx, oh, Tectonic Disruption, that's a lot of damage onto no exit, forced to body slam away. No Bad Marp uses his ultimate as well, but he might be the focus next. Poppy teleport coming in is going to be able to land the stun onto Crimson Cat, but that's a tanky member. Updude is hunting for no exit, finds the kill onto him, and Hotmind is currently 1v4. Interest pick up a kill into Dimmer Exo. That means the fight is 4v4, and Warwick just blew his ultimate, so this could actually be a team fight that counterintuitive laning could maybe win. Braum's still very, very low, though. Harsh Lesson lands onto Interest, so he's taken to about half HP. Updude is hunting now. His passive is procced. Heal and on the hunt used by Matt 31196 to get away. Updude Sinclair might have been caught out here, biting off more than he can chew. That is the wolf down. But Gank of America have been pushing the mid lane the entire time. They get the inhib turret, and now Matt gonna get Harsh lessoned up. Takes a lot of damage. Crimson Cat picks up the kill there. Hot Mind is now trying to make something happen on the enemy carries, but Crimson Cat is just going nuts for Interest. Slashes through the Unbreakable, does get the double kill, doesn't get stunned up in time, and this could just be GG. 34 minutes into the game, the inhib goes down. That's the clean ace, or relatively clean for Gank of America. They lost their tanks earlier in the fight, but they don't really care as they pick up that inhib. And they are just a team fight away from taking the first match in this best of 3 and the UVa LCS Spring Quarterfinals between Counterintuitive Laning and Gank of America. GOA beat Counterintuitive Laning 2-0 in the regular season, and it looks like they're trying to start a repeat performance. I will say though, considering Warwick started off 6-0, he has been feeding a couple of kills here or there, but probably not going to matter too much in the end, I feel like. Interest running that Teemo cosplay with that KDA there. Pretty interesting. And actually, talking about synergy, look at the CS advantage, or the CS numbers for COIL in mid lane, jungle, and bot lane. Very, very close. So even perhaps in defeat, at least they have some synergy going. No problem there. Baron secured. No exit. Was thinking about maybe going for the steal, but without any vision, that's kind of a risky endeavor, especially against the potential Warwick ultimate. The moment you body slam or even flash over, you just get ulted and no chance to smite. Damn, there's a lot of hate for Updude in the chat. Come on, guys. This is a UVA LCS veteran. And this is his last semester, too. He deserves a little bit of respect, right? A teeny bit. Crimson Cat going on to Interest. Interest taken to half HP already. No exit, forced to run away. Harsh Lesson coming out. Are they going to be able to kill the Ghosty in time? They do. Interest using his ult, probably just a wave clear, but the Baron of minions are so resilient. Gank of America with all the pressure right now. They're working on the turret. They're probably going to be able to take it very shortly, and Lumiduty tanking a little bit. Laser coming in. Death Ray from Vel'Koz, not able to pick up any kills, but they're just able to push forward. Matt does have a QSS, but it's not going to matter. Updude Sinclair just hunts him down. The second inhib going down. 37 minutes into the game. No AD carry. Minions running amok. This is probably going to be the first game for Gank of America. Hotmind knocked back. Trying to get something, or just trying to get out alive. Updude picks up another kill, putting him at 10-4-4 for the first game. And this will be GG's. Gank of America taking game number 1 in this best of 3 series off of the back of a very strong Warwick pick.